Nice. That is how we're going to start with this episode. Shout out the internet. Anyways, today is Reflections 69, and hence nice. And the day is December 2nd, 2019. We are in the Christmas months at this point. And my name is Josh Moxey, and I'm an aspiring entrepreneur documenting my journey. Reflections is a bi-weekly episode where I get on camera and I capture my highlights of my week. I capture what I learned, things I grew upon, challenges I experienced, experiments I conducted, etc. And in the process, I try to share my experiences with you guys, and for entertainment purposes, as well as like what you can apply in your own life. So, and in your own journey. It is really all about the journey at the end of the day. So yeah, feeling a little weird, very weird day, but I'm here now. I'm also on my new laptop. This is the first time I'm recording Reflections with my new laptop, and it's so fucking beautiful, man. I'm obsessed with it. So I definitely will be talking about it and obsessed, but it's just really cool to see, like, I have a new setup now. So instead of like looking at my phone all the time, I'll be able to look at the laptop, and I also have it recording on here, which is really fucking cool. So I hope this works. If it doesn't, I guess I'll just use the audio recording on the iPhone. So anyways, without further ado, let's get right into today's episode. Hopefully it's nice as fuck. What's been on my mind? Okay, first of all, this is cool as fuck to see this layout right now. I've got, I can't show you because it's private information, but I've got like two panels of each side instead of before what I was doing with the phone. I was jumping between week and page and type of thing. So I had like to jump between the two weeks because it's a bi-weekly episode now. And it was just like stressing me out. But with this, I have like two panels. I've got here, I can kind of just show you, but I'll just like blur it out type of thing. You can kind of see what's going on there. And this is just cool as fuck. I'm a fan. Girls have been super on my mind. I wrote this down this is all I wrote down for both weeks. So that's a good explanation of what's been on my mind recently. I just really want to make progress in this area right now. Trying to face a shit ton of fears. Trying to break a ton of patterns. And it is slowly paying off. Honestly, for the longest time, it hasn't been a priority. And I'm finally making it one. And it feels damn fucking good. What were my favorite wins? I set up my laptop because now that I have a new laptop, I did all the transferring of files and like all of the just new laptop type of activities. Setting up all the drivers, making sure things are working, fixing potential bugs. What else can I say here? Yeah, just a lot of like random laptop stuff. Setting up the new programs, like bringing in old extensions from Chrome, like all types of random stuff. Also, I got signed up for Costco, so I thought that was awesome. Did my first grocery shop. That was fucking intense and nerve-wracking. And yeah, I also grabbed a shift at Fairway for the first time with a drive-through store locally here. That was cool. It was an open. I like opens. Opens are slowly becoming way better than closes for me. I also built a ton of rapport and really strengthened the connection with one specific girl, and actually hung out with her one-on-one in her house. And that was fucking terrifying, but it was very, I felt like I grew a lot from it and got much more comfortable. Much more comfortable. And there was a couple hangouts actually. I think 3. Yeah, there was 3 hangouts. And also like sharing some major fears. And yeah, that was also a huge win, but fuck, I was so scared to do so. Anyways, doesn't fucking matter. Conquer fear, one step at a fucking time. Also, edited some reflections, posted I think 1 or 2. I need to get caught up. But I am actually caught up on editing now, so that's a win in itself as well. I'm caught up to 68 at this point, and then slowly posting them as time goes on. What worked? Getting a new laptop with amazing specs. I, for the longest time, wanted to hold out and just get a Mac that was like killer. But if I got the exact same specs in a Mac, I would have gotten. It costed 2.4K, and it would have costed like 5 grand, I think it is, if I went Mac route. So I said fuck it, and I got the Dell instead. I think it's so far it's worked fucking phenomenally. Um, and instead of waiting, I got the Windows equivalent, if you will, for like half the price, and it's working fucking amazing. And Dells are just so underrated, man. I fucking love it. Also, it used to be 8 to 13 hours type of thing for reflections if I was rendering it. Right now it takes 30 fucking minutes. Like under 30 minutes, not even above. Under 30 minutes. That is fucking bonkers. And it amps me the fuck up. And it's also the speed is not going to go, it's not going anywhere anytime soon. It's not just like getting a new laptop, you get that like period where it's super fucking fast. No, I like 4x my RAM and got a way more powerful processor. So it's not going away anytime soon. I'm so fucking amped about it. Flirting with like literally everyone. It could be friends, it could be even guys, but like girls, guys, I'm straight, and at the same time, I'm just comfortable with myself and enough that I am able to just fucking tease and flirt with everyone, and it's just so fucking nice. I really enjoy it. I really do. Keeping my laptop clean, meaning like internally, I have an opportunity to like keep everything very structured and organized, and I'm trying my best to do this right now because on my old laptop, it became a sick fucking joke. Things like places like downloads, for example, that folder was a fucking mess, and it continues to be a mess if I ever like check it out type of thing. So with this, I'm trying to just download less, keep everything clean, be like minimalistic in nature. It feels fucking nice. I'm gonna continue trying to maintain this cleanliness on my laptop for speed and just for aesthetic purposes. Having friends that are on board with your goals. I have like multiple friends on board right now with this specific goal I have. So like whenever I feel like I'm panicking, it may or may not have anything to do with girls. And if I ever feel like I'm panicking, I can like call them up or I can message them and ask them like, what would you do in this situation type of thing. And it's really just fucking great to get that third perspective. A positive third perspective just goes such a fucking long way. They might not even be correct with what the advice they're giving me is, but just to bounce around ideas with someone is just really useful. And also just calling them if I'm freaking out, that allows me to just get it out of my brain real quick, talk it through, and many times I'll figure out whatever the fuck I need. If I don't, they can offer a suggestion or a solution. It's amazing. Plus, they're pulling for me. They want me to win at this specific goal. So it's great. Being super vulnerable and not trying to pretend like I'm anything I'm not. There's this tendency to try to pretend, try to be something beyond yourself. Try to pretend like you're perfect, or try to be a complete badass and this complete alpha in every respect. I have zero interest right now in that. I want to be who I am. I want to embrace my flaws, embrace my fears. I don't want to sit there and try to pretend like I'm something I'm not. And I shared like such things that scared me to say. And it's just so right being whoever you are and sharing whatever is instead of trying to just put up this fucking front. You're not bringing value doing that. Eventually the person who wins is the person who is real and authentic in nature, and eventually it just comes full circle, like if you give it enough time. So maintaining who the fuck I am, being authentic, sharing scary things about me, that sounded weird, more just like sharing my fears, sharing my deep insecurities, and like people really appreciate that for one. And I don't even know where I'm going with this, but it just matters to be vulnerable and to be authentic at the same time. Physical contact to deepen a connection. just real as fuck. Especially if your love language is touch, which is mine. So just like casual touches, it's not doesn't have to be weird or whatever, but just like casually touching a person, hugging, of course, of just like figuring out whatever works for the situation. But it just does matter a lot, physical touch, and yeah, yeah, it's fucking crucial, man. Standing up to my manager when she's like, it was just like a simple thing, but it was more than a simple thing. It was her thoughts on what the eggnog should have been, and I was like, no, like they're actually supposed to be this way, in terms of the ratio between eggnog and non-fat milk, and yeah, I like stood my ground. It was scary, but it was a good call to when I know I'm right, or at least I think I'm right, standing my ground. Toughest part is like for me with authority, I just don't do great in oppose, or I mean like that's kind of what I do is oppose authority, but more so in the sense of like I get nervous around authority, that type of stuff. So that was nerve-wracking for sure, but I'm glad I did that. Getting an anonymous muscle test from my mom. Shout out, mom. Um, yeah, it's just always, if I'm always overthinking things, like when in doubt, just muscle test. Even if I'm not underthinking things, it's just really fucking useful if I end up just muscle testing so I can have the answer from source instead of my brain's answer. I just trust it so much fucking more. The universe knows. My brain knows shit in the grand scheme of things. Using wine to chill me out in nervous situations. It's just very helpful in a social sense sometimes to whip out wine and just, yeah, it just really calms one for the most part. Obviously it has its downsides as well, but shit's fucking gangster. What didn't work and how can I improve it? Taking things personally, letting it affect me, and then assuming everything is completely about me. This like goes completely against one of the, I think it's law number one in or is it law? No, it's agreement number one in the four agreements, which is something along the lines of like, don't take things so personally, or don't take things personally at all. I have a tendency to just like want to take things negatively against me in certain situations. It really just like manifests as like insecurity if you want to get down to it. But what were the actionables here? Because I think that was important. Yeah, doing things like energetic work on that, the underlying pattern for sure. Asking source for what the actual truth is instead of just or like asking the source, meaning, oh, I see what I was saying there. This was a week ago, okay? Anyways, asking the source for like what the actual clarification was. Also asking source is a good one as well. Like, what does source think about this? What is the actual truth here? And taking things a little bit lighter, laughing at things more, loving myself more, and remembering I'm not for everyone. And remembering that also, like, things happen. People are not necessarily out, like, people remind myself of people's intent. People are generally good and, like, not trying to hurt type of thing. So, yeah, there's just a lot there. But just take things a little lighter, Josh, and remember that, like, it's not all about you. And many times it's not about me at all. So, workouts way too fucking long. Like, the past 2 weeks have been just ridiculous in terms of how long the workouts have taken. And also leaving workouts too long into the week, meaning like I was doing like Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday. I think that's what I did last week. Might have done that the week before as well. It's just, please stop. Two things here. Start doing the workout Monday, even Monday, Tuesday, Thursday. Just try to get in the habit of doing things earlier again. I started that today. Even though I didn't want to do legs first thing today, or not first thing today, I didn't want to do it today. I kind of just wanted to rationalize why I should avoid it. But I ended up just doing it anyways, and it felt good. And even though I was like freaking the fuck out from my almost like low-key panic attack today, which I can probably talk about later, what the fuck, it was such a strange event. Never really happened to me in my entire life until today. But where was I going with this? Yeah, so like the workouts are taking too long, so like having a set time I in my mind of how long I want them to take and trying to go under that, trying to like race the clock, if you will. Headphones are helping with that as well, like specifically wireless because they don't last forever, so that's good. Going on my phone less. Like I didn't go on my phone today during my workout, and it like went way fucking faster. Big surprise. And yeah, man, just doing the workouts earlier and trying to do them earlier in the day, trying to knock my like all that type of shit is just very useful, and I hope I continue to apply this stuff because my workout's taking too long and way too late in my week, and I really fucking don't like it. Like being ahead of the ball, ahead of the eight ball. I know I'm saying ahead of the curve and on the eight ball. I'm combining things. Good shit. I'm not really about my wardrobe anymore, so and like I need things like shoes. My shoes are a fucking mess right now. So I could use some shoes, I could use a coat. I could also use other like clothes right now. Especially pants, my god. I swear all I wear is fucking track pants right now, outside of work. So yeah, look at things, check out new styles, shout out like Pinterest and shit like that and Google searches. And then save. Do more saving. Cause like I'm not making any fucking money, or I'm not allocating any fucking money right now for any style purposes, and I would like to. So, save. Procrastination on certain specific things with girls, like invites or saying very vulnerable and direct things. Yeah, I think I really have to do a better job of looking deeper, looking at the root cause, looking inward at what's actually scaring me. Commit to putting it on the power list, which I've like done more recently, and that's helped. Yeah, stuff like that. Just like continuing to hack away at it one step at a time, doing micro commitments to help me get to the macro commitments, if you will. For example, I have something to talk to you about in person, and then they bring it up. You're forced to basically talk to them about that. Something like that. Also, shout out Alan, because I learned that from you, and like I've used it so much the past year. It's just a great fucking tip, so thank you for that, sir. Not capitalizing enough on like just like an ideal moment. Okay, so it's not really a moment, more or less like an ideal vibe. As much as that word makes you cringe, but it's just real. If there's tension and there is a good positive vibe going on, like capitalize on that shit. You can read between the lines there. Fuck fear, and just go for it. Closing. I'm so fucking bad at closing right now. So my current closing practice is more of what's not actually working, and yeah, I was like an hour and a half behind. That's fucking awful. I really should take the time to get like non-coverage where someone like Michelle, and even John not recommended. He said he would be willing to as well. Get one of the shifts that are really good at closing to come help me and walk me through it and like stand with me. And they don't even have to do a thing really. They can just like watch me and encourage and give me. I need also to develop better systems still. And setting times on the systems is key. That's like something I learned from Michelle and John, which is like, it's not about the time. It's not about like the tasks. It's about like setting timelines on the tasks so that like 7:30 rolls around and you're like, okay, now it's time to like cut blonde or whatever the fuck the task is at that point. Doesn't matter. Just throwing that out as an example. Not posting nearly enough. Just put on the fucking power list. I have the speed now. I should be able to do this faster. I need to just post more. I'm also not I'm not prioritizing enough of micro content either. And the actionable, of course, is just catch the fuck up on content. I'm so fucking close to this point. It's insane. And I just have like a ridiculous amount of footage after I'm caught up to make into micro. It's fucking mental how much I have now. Shout out Reflections. It's just a gold mine, honestly. Eating way too much late at night. Like, just eat earlier. Because I hate stuffing myself. It feels so fucking shitty. Yeah. Just eat earlier. And eat before workouts as well. That's another key. I like to, for some reason, just work out in a fasted or an empty stomach. But, like, it's so painful eating so much after. So, like, just eat before your workout. holding back on making a move. It's annoying, but like I think I just need to do a better job of taking taking transitions off of a pedestal and like saying fuck you to transitions. I think I did a good job though of definitely like being vulnerable. That could have led to like I was being transparent about one thing, but I should have introduced an action after I shared my vulnerability. But I was so fucking scared when I said that. Like, it's whatever. It was the first time I was like really sharing that a specific vulnerability with this opposing party, if you will. And yeah, anyways, so just like talking and also like talking to a specific girl about this and just like counteracting it, just doing it anyway type of thing, confronting the reality. I'm probably doing some more energetic work on this, on the whole like making a move thing, if you will. And yeah, ultimately I just gotta fucking do it anyway. But micro commitments also useful as well, like I was talking about. And yeah, facing the fear, because it does get easier, definitely. What were my biggest lessons? Bluetooth is the fucking way. And fuck wires. This is key. So yeah, so like I was just, the workout thing was probably the biggest thing of why I got what are they called? Aquila, I think it is. I'll put it in the description. I'm not fucking sponsored. Definitely not. But anyways, they're fucking sick. I'm really enjoying them. It's fucking also $69. $69 for Reflection 69. Hashtag nice. So yeah, anyways, I'm fucking in love with how cool Bluetooth is. It is like it's just so much fucking better than wires. Yes, I realize it's probably not the best for the invisible waves and shit like that. I'm aware. And at the same time, I just enjoy them so fucking much that counteracts a lot of it. Just the fucking truth. People, I wish you understood this. If you're going to go against things like Bluetooth and stuff like that, you got to understand stuff like that. It's important as hell. So, anyways, what else can I say? With fucking workouts and stuff like that, it is insanely good for not getting in my way anymore. So things like pull-ups, I would have it sometimes like, just like it would hit. It's just weird the way like pull-ups would work, because it would have to like go over my backpack thing. Also lunges, I would have to like put the phone in my pocket, and then it would be weird when I was doing the one leg type of thing for Bulgarian split squats. Also with bench press, it would fall in my pocket with certain pants. If I was walking around the house and I needed my headphones, but I didn't have pockets, it would like fall out. It was just a fucking nightmare. And now I'm like able to throw my phone wherever and just like have it going, and it's the coolest fucking thing. Like I keep my phone right in my room, go to the washroom, have it still playing. That's fucking gangster. Things last for like 3 to 4 hours, I think it is, and have like a 140 charge with that battery thing that it comes with. It's insane. I didn't even realize how many use cases there was going to be until they actually came. It was mostly just for working out, the reason I got them. But fuck, they are absolutely amazing. I'm loving it. Also related, apparently you can have one earbud in while you're driving. I always thought it was no earbuds. You can have one. This is good to know, or at least in Ontario. By the way, a quick downside with Bluetooth, I don't like to use it a ton on my headphones or a ton on my laptop because there is a delay. I still have to figure out how I can fix this a little bit more, but I have like a 0.3 or something like that seconds delay on my laptop with those Bluetooth earbuds. The cost of getting a new laptop with ridiculous specs is so damn worth it. I am just in awe, honestly, of how much I can do and how fast I can do it. I have quadrupled my RAM. I went from 8 gigabytes to 32 gigabytes, and it's fucking mental. The amount of time I'm saving is making it so worth the investment. It's crazy. Like, I really just don't have any excuses anymore. This thing is running at ridiculous speeds. I can do so much at once. I can get it done so much faster. My systems are just so much more clean. There's so much less crash. I don't think I've had a single crash yet. I can multitask a ton. It's insane. Like, and with the 32 gigabytes of RAM, I just can't believe how fucking worth it is. I'm looking, yeah, I was writing down like how ridiculous the speeds are in Premiere. It used to take me 8 to 13 hours type of thing, or more or something like that. It was just long as shit is what it took, and that was for like a 45-minute episode or something like that, and now it takes under 30 minutes, and I can do things at the same time. Before, I could not. It like hijacked my computer for that period of time, so I had to go on my phone or use another laptop type of thing. With this, it takes just a fraction of the time, and I'm able to do a million things on the side still. I could literally watch a fucking movie while I'm rendering, and it would be completely fine. I can do things in other programs that are like heavily RAM focused, and everything still works fucking perfect. It's insane. I'm just obsessed with how fucking fast it is, and I just didn't realize how crazy it was going to be. Anyways, it's so fucking worth it from a time perspective. I just don't have any excuses anymore. Like, I have to fucking win with this laptop. I have to. Like, there's just nothing holding me back. Just the truth. If anything's holding me back, it would be me. Nothing tech-wise now. If my vision isn't clear, I cannot communicate that vision to another person and expect them to understand it. I tried explaining energy work to a person the other day. I couldn't, because I do not have a clear enough vision of what I want energy work to be like in terms of where I want things to be headed, how I want to build the empire, that type of thing. I can't actually convey that true emotion. I can't convey that that picture to people because I don't have a clear enough picture myself. So if you're struggling and people are not understanding, you might need to do a better job of making sure you understand it first. Like for me, I don't have a clear enough picture, which means I do not understand it to that degree. Like, I obviously understand energy work. I just need to understand the vision of where I want this energy work to head more. And then when I'm there, when I have a clear enough picture, I can start to very much simplify. I can start to like reverse engineer things and very make it, I can't speak proper English right now. I want to simplify it is what I'm trying to say. Simplify it, turn it into like terms that like literally a 5-year-old can understand. And when you can paint a picture to a 5-year-old, you can paint a picture to anyone. And like, that just becomes a very powerful thing. So you've got to be able to do that with your vision. And like, I haven't got there, but it just really hit home this week. I'm like, fuck, I really need to take the time to define my vision properly. And I'll be doing that before probably 2019 is over. Cause yeah, we got an interesting decade ahead. So lots of change, hopefully, and lots of positive change, that is, not just change. So we'll see. Close based on times, not just tasks. Got this from both Michelle and John. They like explain their methods for this. I was like, okay, you guys both pretty much do the exact same thing, and it's really fucking smart. I also saw this in the Reddit of Starbucks as well. I think it's just a good idea. And honestly, just a good life way of doing things instead as well. So instead of being like, let's just look through the list and try to get as much done of this as possible before we finish, you should have tasks and groups of tasks timed or set up associated with times. So like, say 7 p.m. hits. You're like, okay, here are my 7 p.m. tasks that I can do to start making the close easier for myself. And then when 7:30 hits, you're like, okay, here are my next things that are designed to help me do the next stage of whatever is going to get me out on time. And then 8 p.m., etc. You keep going down the list. You eventually have everything that's categorized by a specific time, when it needs to get done by. And like, the great thing about this is you know if you're on track or not because you have everything reverse engineered based on that. Like, I'm going to get out at this time. I need to start doing these things at these like 3 hours before type of thing. And I feel like that's just a good like life principle in general. If you're setting things up in a way on a project that you're working on, or whatever the task at hand is, and you have a timeline, whether that's short or long, have like clear indicators of like, okay, if I don't have XYZ task done by XYZ date, it probably means I'm behind. And you can, if you're ahead of that, that's awesome. Keep fucking going. Make it easier on yourself by just continuing at that pace. Otherwise, you need to fucking adjust and figure out things. So in this case, like, hate to say it, but you can start like doing things a little bit more half-assed, as cringe as that sounds. And I hate the idea of half-assed, but like, do I need to, so in my clothes the other night, do I need to fully hardcore mop the entire fucking floor? Maybe I could have done a spot mop instead. I just focused on the super dirty parts, and then maybe we would have got it earlier, or like that type of stuff. So just like finding ways where I'm like, okay, and then the person the next day, I could let them know, hey, I didn't have time to do a proper mop. Please fix that tomorrow, type of thing. But whatever the case is in your situation, you can start to adjust, cut features that are not working, or cut things that are not complete priorities, and it'll just clarify like what exactly you need to do in order to make that deadline on time. It isn't about having a perfect experience, it's about each time getting better. So, I want to be perfect many times on my first time doing something. And that's just not fucking realistic. You start out being bad at things, and that's completely fine. That is to be expected. When you're doing new things, why would you be amazing at it on your first time? For me, I'm finding that like it's not about having that like perfect experience from the get-go. What it is about instead is each time on the road to greatness, are you taking the time to learn from what you didn't do right, what you did do right, integrating more of what you did do right, and doing less and coming up with solutions to fix what you didn't do right? And sorry, more or less what you did quote unquote wrong. And it's like it's just really about each time in a macro sense. So yes, you will go up. It's almost like an S going up, if you will. So it's more, yeah, it's like an S going up, and you're gonna go up and down. You might like, but eventually you're just at a grand scale, at a macro scale, that looks like a line going upwards. And it's really just about each time, are you learning? Are you adjusting? And are you ultimately growing and getting better from this? It's all about improvement at the end of the day. So like if you strive to be a world class, whatever you want to be world class at, are you starting today? And are you getting a little bit better every time? A little bit better every single day? Like there's no like end result here, or end, you're not gonna be perfect. Even when you're at that world class level, you will still not have perfection. You will still just be doing your best and trying, and yes, you will be fucking awesome at your craft, whatever that might be. But it is a never ending journey of just like confronting, facing fears, improving, growing, learning, adapting, trial and error, doing things differently, experimenting, a shit ton of stuff like that. Looking inward, learning, getting other people's opinions, doing things the complete opposite in order to try new things, growing, and ultimately just like enjoying the hell out of that instead of just waiting to be happy for this like perfect fucking experience, because like, or perfect craft, because you're just never gonna be fucking perfect at it, quite frankly. There will always be something that goes wrong, or always be something that like could have gone better. Mistakes, it's just part of the fucking game. It just is. So embracing that and actually enjoying the fact that like you are getting better is the fucking true win. Setting context can completely save your ass. So like people have a kind of going back to what I was saying earlier in their episode, they can take things personally. And like this has happened before in the past to me. People have taken things personally and they took things incorrectly. And if I have the opportunity to set the context and explain what the fuck is going on, it can save my ass. It saved my ass the other fucking day. There was a situation where the other person could have concluded some like very incorrect shit, but because I took the time to give more context earlier that day, it just like saved the situation so much. And instead of like them potentially doubting things, or feeling like insecure, or whatever or getting like mixed signals, or whatever the case may be, they instead knew what was going on in my mind, and they understood like where I was coming from on certain things. So they now have a clear representation of what the fuck is actually happening up here for me, so they don't need to fucking guess. Because like guessing can, many times the ego can just lead it in a fucking devastating place. So fuck that. It's just about letting people understand what your fucking intent is, where you're at, and like I just think that's a great way of doing things. So anyways, really enjoying being transparent with people and like not letting them guess. It just feels so fucking nice doing that in so many different ways across my entire life right now. Feels fucking awesome. What challenges did I experience? I'm feeling my smile at work start to be somewhat inauthentic, which fucking breaks my heart because I really want to be genuinely happy at work. I want to feel like I am, certain people I'm 1,000% being real with when I'm smiling with them, because like certain people I just love fucking seeing. And yeah, but there are definitely customers where I'm putting on a not fully authentic smile. I tried, when I'm in the right state of mind, I can literally smile at anyone. But I find at times my smile is not as authentic as I would like it to be. And it sucks. So we'll see how that goes. I hope I get better at that. Or just be okay with not smiling for once. I fucking die when I feel like I just feel so fucking lazy when I don't get around to finishing a task. I am so fucking bad right now at getting assigned a task that is like not one of the core tasks, meaning like core tasks are things like brewing coffee or making a drink on bar or taking an order on till. Things like that are key parts of the fucking process of product, if you will, and or sales, that is, at Starbucks. And I just really struggle with following through on tasks like floors, for example. Fucking floors, they take so long, it's ridiculous. Anyways, even though I did a really good job today and I got praise from it, shout out to Alyssa, love you. And what else can I say here? By the way, I'm so fucking grateful that Alyssa is with us right now. She's a gangster. Really, really appreciate her so far. And where was I going with this? Oh yeah, so I just feel so fucking lazy when people have to finish it for me. I'm like, fuck, guys, I'm sorry. I want to help. I'm just distracted as fuck with work, always. Christ. Oh, there's also so many fucking new rules. It's insane. Like oh God. I can't stand all of like the complete by the bookness that's going on right now. Love you, John, but like this is tough for me because I like things to be flexible in nature and not so fucking absolute. Like touch the cup. I'm not really a huge fan of touch the cup. I want to be able to interact with people on an authentic level and not just have to be like, hey, is this your drink? I'm starting your drink right now. Jill or whatever. I don't fucking know. But anyways, it's just annoying because like I'm one of the best people at customer interactions at that store and like genuine authentic connections. And it's really annoying for me for him to be telling me about customer interactions because I think I'm just a lot better at that than him. With all due respect, John, I just do think I'm better. So it's really tough when he told me to like start working on my interaction. I'm like, I don't know, man. Like, I feel like I'm fucking amazing at that. I just need to be in the mood, and I'm not in the mood when people try to force me to do so. That's some fake ass shit, and I'm not about it. So bored of people asking me if I'm in school. No, the answer is no. I'm not fucking in school. Just because you think school is useful, I just disagree. But just because you think school is useful doesn't mean it actually is. I think it's a really shitty fucking investment. I think there are much, much better ways to spend your money. And if you actually want to truly learn, go the fuck online. Like you can get much, much better information, generally speaking, from free courses or paid courses that are just like not as expensive as school, or just like doing it yourself and learning. I don't know. Or just books. Like there's just so many fucking routes here that I just don't think that school is that great. Like I don't like the idea of learning from a professor instead of someone out there in the real world doing it. Like that's why I love learning from people like Andy and Gary a shit ton, because they are business owners, and not only business owners, they're fucking like business titans first and foremost, and they give out content on the side. It's the greatest fucking model. If I can do this for myself, I'll feel like I will be so successful, because I'm not like sitting there trying to monetize an audience off of fucking an education, like teaching people how to be rich and then, oh, by the way, buy my course. Like, it's just so cringe to me. But at least at this point, that's how I feel. There might be some like caveats that make that okay for me in the future. We'll see. Because yes, there is like a buy-in that needs to happen, or else people don't value the information correctly. And at the same time, I like the idea of being wealthy first and then sharing on the side. It's just such a fucking cool model. You don't need their money if you are making money on your own. I find myself getting jealous of Marie Poulin. Marie Poulin is one of the Notion experts, if you will, quote unquote, because like I hate the word expert. But anyway, she's on one of the teams for people who make content about Notion. And I find myself getting jealous because I'm like, I feel like I can do this just as good as her. And the fact that I haven't started leads to some jealousy for sure. Because I'm like, is she like, it's just like a lack of abundance mindset when I think about this situation. I'm like, is she taking what could have been, what could be mine? That type of thing. It's so fucking silly. But she is doing a good job. And it's like, I can either choose to be jealous or I can choose to be inspired. And I would like if I can start being inspired by this and or just channel this jealousy into action. But yeah, you're doing good. You're doing good, Marie. I respect what you're doing. I also just, the competitive part of me wants to do it fucking better. So there's that. I'll just leave that here. Found myself very discouraged at one point, about 14 days ago or so, with my lack of progress with girls and like discouraged at my insecurities around things like that with girls. Yeah, it just really frustrated me to the point where I was just like, I let it ruin my shift completely. And yeah, there's just like one little thing that just completely threw me off and just like, yeah. Anyways, I am attacking it right now and I'm trying to confront what is scaring me and working on it. And we'll see where that leads me in the future. But I am definitely working on it, taking actions every single day. Apparently there's been like a few customer interactions where I had complaints. Fucking yawn, man. It really did. It like pissed me off and it also discouraged me. I found it like it told me like 7 p.m. and I finished at like 8 p.m. type of thing. And I was just like, fuck, I don't even want to talk to anyone right now. It just feels like I had to develop a filter. And that is not the takeaway I should have taken away at that moment. That was the advice that was given to me actually, and that was bad advice in my opinion. Yes, I have filtered myself to a certain degree, but that was pre-knowing this. I have to I can't say everything I want to say in a customer sense when I'm interacting with customers, that is, because like I would say some really fucked up shit though. So that's why I had to filter myself to a certain degree. But the advice I got was like, yo, you should like develop a filter. And, or more or less, not even like you should, it was more like you have to, or you're probably going to get fired. I'm like, I might choose getting fired over developing a filter because that would negatively impact other areas of my life. I would feel like I'd probably get too comfortable with a filter. And like, is that really a company I want to work for if they value the like 1 in every 100 interactions that do get a complaint? Here's the thing. I can be polarizing in nature. I'm like, I keep it quite fucking real when I am interacting with customers. I want to treat them like they're other human beings, like exactly how I would want to be treated. So I keep it fucking real. I have fun with people. And like, yes, of course, sometimes I might offend someone. Not my intention ever, but like, okay, almost never. I'm sure there are times that I probably want to offend someone. I'm not fucking perfect. But yeah, I can either like go into this state of it's time for me to submit to Starbucks and like become a Starbucks puppet, or I can keep it real and understand that like I am going to be polarizing in nature because I am one of the most loved people at my Starbucks. That is going to naturally offend a few people in the process of having that like loving connection with the others, meaning like polarizing in nature. You can't have everyone like you, because if you have everyone like you, you're fucking vanilla and no one will love you because everyone likes you. You just are. You're nothing special or anything like that. You're just like cool. You're just like a random fucking person that is chill, I guess. I don't fucking know. It's not exciting though. But if you want people to really truly love you, and I feel like it's a good niche example as well. Not everyone's gonna love you. Not everyone's gonna love you. People will definitely hate you, but like you will have that core people who fucking adore you and are obsessed with you. And I feel like that is pretty much what goes on at our Starbucks. I'm very fucking liked and very fucking loved at our Starbucks. So, anyways, rant over, but I'm not developing a fucking filter. I'd rather be fired and get a job somewhere else that they value transparency and authenticity instead of trying to stop saying, like, it's just so fucking stupid. I'd rather just keep it real. Fuck you people that complain. I'm done. Pretty insecure about ever talking about my like content. I like do not bring it up in conversation. I could talk about it probably all day, but as of right now, I kind of just don't talk about it. I'm almost like insecure at how little of traction I have on stuff. And I'm also like, should I even be talking about stuff like this? Because I am literally a person who works at Starbucks right now. Or should I just start embracing the journey more? Probably the latter on that one. And so yeah, I just try to avoid talking about my YouTube channel or my podcast or anything like that. And kind of just hope that none of these new people discover it for whatever reason. Which probably just blocks people from even coming in the first place. So that's worthy of note. So yeah. But yeah, I barely fucking talk about it. Even like with people I share a ton with, I kind of try to avoid unless they already know type of thing. Yeah, it's definitely interesting that I keep it so fucking private right now, even though it's super public in nature. It's a strange dichotomy. Where did I grow the most? Opening in a different store. That was intense, but really cool. Like I was so thankful I was working with Ari too, who is a former shift at our store, did I say that correctly? Yes. Former shift at our store who actually got traded for Alyssa about a week or two ago type of thing. And yeah, it was really fucking cool. And it was thankfully dead as fuck, but it's always very like growth inducing going to a new store. It also just like makes me feel a little bit more excited about Starbucks. And it was really cool though. Also, first drink that day, which was cool because, and especially the awesome part about working at this specific store is like I fell in love with Starbucks at this store. It was always the place that Zach and I went to catch up on life. We would drink our tea, and then I'd turn into a mocha addict because of that place. And yeah, but like the great significance there was the first drink that was ordered that day, which I made as well. So it was like, first of all, just going from customer in that store to a worker was like so weird. And then the fact that the first drink that was ordered on the day for the cafe was a mocha, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? It was so fucking sick, and it was really cool that I got to make it too and not just like hear about it type of thing. I was just, yeah, I loved it so much. So anyways, yeah, it was just so fucking symbolic. I loved it. Beverage sequencing. I'm trying to do a better job of getting my flow down and making sure I'm always having milk steaming or shots queuing while I'm handing off another drink type of thing. Yeah, it's not... there's more work to be done here, especially because like the new things that Jacqueline was trying to explain is just throwing me off completely. I need to revisit beverage sequencing. I like Michelle's way a lot more, but that's beside the fucking point. Anyways, I'm growing a beverage sequencing. I'm trying to make sure I'm working on multiple drinks at once and making sure I'm dominating at bar because just is required getting really fucking fast at drinks. Consistently messaging a girl and then going to hang out with her one-on-one 3 different times. One of them at her place, 2 of them at our works respectively. It was also very nerve-wracking going into her store, and especially because it was Black Friday. And yeah, also telling her things that I was really fucking scared to tell her. Part of me wants to like protect myself. Another part of me is like, truth is the way. and making sure I'm keeping things very fucking real. It's just important to me. And also, I was fucking terrified of originally messaging her. I love how this is perfect for this reflections. It was like, I literally like started messaging her like the Saturday before reflections 58, I think, or 68 it was. And yeah, I was so nervous at every point in this. But like things like the power list, I put so many power list items about girls. It's really helped me make progress in this area. And it was very nerve wracking with texting her. It was very fucking nerve wracking to see her in person, and very nerve wracking to bring her coffee. And the hangout one-on-one, I was so fucking scared for before. My God. I also told her that I was very scared, which was a really good thing. Being just transparent about how I'm feeling. I just don't want to have to sit here and pretend like I'm fucking, this doesn't make me nervous. No, it made me very nervous. And I decided to tell her that ahead of time, to relieve the tension, if you will, in that area. And just telling her one of my fucking darkest secrets. And yeah, that was nerve-wracking as hell, but I'm glad I fucking did it. What am I obsessed with right now? My laptop. It's just fucking insane, okay? I am so obsessed with how beautiful the colors are. It's next level vivid. I can't actually show how beautiful it is, but it's the Dell XPS 15 7590, I think it is. Anyways, it's just insane. I'm amazed. It also turns on ridiculously fast. I'm obsessed with the speed. I'm obsessed with how much I can do. I'm obsessed with the multitasking. I'm obsessed with how fast the RAM is. How oh God, it's insane. Updates used to take hours. It takes 1 to 3 minutes now. I'm in awe, and I'm super fucking grateful to my dad for helping me, because he gave me a loan for this, and yeah, he just saved my fucking ass completely. So thank you, Dad. I really appreciate it. Wireless earbuds. I am fucking obsessed with how many use cases there are throughout my life with this. Working out, one of the biggest ones by far. Driving, having the one and throwing my phone away type of thing. Having my phone somewhere randomly in my house and still listening. If I don't have pockets, I can put it somewhere. I can also charge my phone while I'm listening. These types of things have me fucking amped about these wireless headphones. It's beautiful. I don't know what else to say. I have been waiting way too fucking long for Bluetooth, that's for sure. Keeping things real and not pretending. I feel like so many people are trying to be this perfect fucking being, trying to be so much cooler than they are, trying to pretend like they have no flaws or insecurities or anything like that. They're just lying to themselves and the world. The whole world knows that you're not perfect. So why are you trying to be? I just like keeping it real, not pretending, trying to be transparent as fuck about things, and ultimately just being authentic and keeping it real. It's very refreshing, and I feel like it plays out long enough term for the better and for the positive. It might not always be perfect in the short term, but it always pays dividends in the long term. Okay, Reflections 69, nice, is in the fucking books. I felt that episode came out really fucking good. One of my best probably ever. And I just love that it's episode 69. Yeah, anyways, if you found value in this, please do me a favor, subscribe. Join my journey, okay? Would love to fucking have you. That'd be great. I would love as well if you could like this video or this podcast, depending on where you're listening. And I would love if you could comment what your biggest takeaway was, and ultimately share with a friend who you think could get value from this. Anyways, appreciate you so much for watching and listening. This is such a fucking random series, but I'm glad you guys stick around and appreciate and care about my journey that much, so that you are willing to tune into my life on a bi-weekly basis type of thing. So, without further ado, as always, my name is Josh Moxey, and I will catch you later.